Hello. So, I'm going to be doing a lot of videos because a lot of lies are being told about me. And first, I want to disclaim my aim is not to get people to believe me or to have pity on me. My aim is just to expose the truth, whether people believe it or not. This is my only way to expose the truth, and somehow this is kind of like my therapy because I can't even talk to a therapist about what I'm doing, what I'm going through, because the mental health system is in on the gang stalking and targeting me. And I'm afraid that if I tell the whole truth to a therapist about what I'm going through, that they are going to use it against me to try to throw me in some type of mental health facility. So I'm taking it to YouTube. And first, I just want to start off from when I was a child, I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but the truth must be told. I'm dealing with Freemasonry. I'm dealing with police, sheriffs, Cincinnati Public Schools, CPS, human services, the government is what I'm dealing with. And quite frankly, I don't care what they do to me because they are literally trying to make me lose my mind. And I refuse to let them win. I refuse to let the United States try to make me a public enemy, try to use me for political gain, monetary gain, just whatever it is that they're using me for. I'm not going to let them get away with it. They may be able to continue doing what they're doing because they are running in packs. The police stick together. People who work in the government stick together. And whoever that they summoned and paid to do these things to me is going to stick together. So I have no way of reporting these things to the police because a lot of these things are coming off of my memory. A lot of these things I forgot happened to me. And I don't know if the statute of limitations is up. Even if the statute of limitations is not up, I have no direct proof because that is what this program is. They leave no trace. If you were to be clipped, they would make it look like a suicide. So if they are planning to clip me, I'm going to tell the truth before I go. Starting all the way back to when I was just a toddler. We lived in neighborhoods that was impoverished. And I guess the police, the sheriffs, the FBI, the Army of the United States of America wanted to embarrass our family. That is the conclusion that I'm coming up with. I may be wrong. It may be that they knew that these things was happening to me. I'm not really sure. But even if it wasn't to embarrass our family, it was to specifically embarrass me. It's either or, either one. Either way, that was their aim, to try to embarrass a child. A child. I remember when I was a toddler, I was naked. You a little kid. You're a little kid. You just run around the house as a 2, 3-year-old child. You're not thinking about nobody watching you through government technology. But I remember we were being watched. I was being watched. I know for a fact because I was playing and I went to the living room to play, and a man, because back then, back in 1990, they were still renting out apartments that had the metal stairs that you walk up, like back in the day. And a man was on the metal stairs by our window looking at me naked. And I screamed and I ran in the room. Now, I know for sure that that was a gang stalker. Because why would you specifically be looking in our window at a naked child, at a 2, 3-year-old? And this either had to been in Walnut Hills, which is a neighborhood in Cincinnati, or downtown, which is a neighborhood in Cincinnati, Ohio. And also when I was around 4 or 5, something else happened to me. Me and my brother was outside playing, and one of the little boys smacked my brother in the face with a toy knife. And we didn't know none of this was going on. We were little children. I believe the neighborhood was targeting us because they thought my dad was a cop, which I don't know if he was or not. I know he was in the Army, but they were targeting us. They had their kids targeting us, and we got into a big fight. My parents and my aunt fought about 30 people in downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. They were jumped. They won. Don't tell me how. Like I said, my dad was in the Army. We won. And I believe ever since then, the targeting has been very rampant. We've experienced poverty. We've experienced gang stalkers coming into our lives, trying to F it up. And it spilled over into school. My teachers were being mean, mistreating me. Children in the school was mistreating me and being mean. And all my life, I've been a big kid. I was always tall, and I was always, overweight because of what I was going through in my childhood. I guess I ran to food. And these are things that I cannot talk about with a therapist because they look at me like, shut up. When I'm talking when I try to talk to a therapist about the things that was done to me, they looking at me like, you need to shut up. So, like I said, I'm taking it to YouTube, and they allowed these kids to bully me. They allowed these kids to attack me. And when I reacted, they turned it all around on me. And this is the public school system in Cincinnati, Ohio. The teachers were very mean. They were in on the harassment. And, I get a lot of voice of God technology attacking me. People saying in my mind, oh, no, nobody could deal with you. And my response to that is, I'm pretty sure nobody could deal with a child who didn't have the brain, or their brain was not developed enough to say, hey, I'm being bullied and I don't know how to handle it, and that's why I'm acting out. I'm being targeted. I'm being harassed. I don't know how to say these things as a child. All a child is going to do is act out because their brain is not developed enough to say these things are going on. And I do remember, telling my family, trying to tell the teachers, the principals, hey, this is going on. And of course, because I was a targeted individual, it was dismissed. I was wrote off as being a problem child, having special needs, crazy, because I was being targeted and I could pick up on it. And this is supposed to be a secret harassment operation. So I'm sure in their mind, like, well, how does she know all these things is going on? And it's supposed to be a secret operation. So because it was a secret operation, instead of saying, you're being secretly harassed, I guess you can't say that to a child, can you? So instead, they were turning around on me. All of the things that were being done to me by children and by those teachers. Just everybody. Let's just say everybody. They turned it around on me. Oh, you're the problem. You're the problem. You have special needs. You need help. And they actually almost made me believe that shit until I turned around 30 and started to watch tarot. And I got so tired of being mistreated by men, being mistreated by people at my jobs, people in my family, just people everywhere. I just got so tired of them. I'm like, there is something going on. Something is not right. And I knew even as a child, something is not right. So I started to call psychics. I started to watch tarot. And that's how I found out that I was a targeted individual. And mind you, I have been going to church since I was 9 years old. I have been around so-called prophets. I have been around so-called men and women of God. And instead of them telling me that these things are being done to you, they went along with it. Oh, she's the problem child. She's starting problems. Oh, no. Because the churches are paid to harass people. And a specific church that I went to mostly throughout my life, on and off, their children was harassing me, bullying me, making me feel like shit in the church, making me feel less than, making me feel like something was wrong with me when their children were the ones harassing me. And again, it was turned all around on me. So all of this continued in the schools, at jobs. Even when I had apartments, they would be nice. They would be so nice when I first moved in. And then they would turn into complete mean assholes. And when I would react, guess what happened? They turned it all around on me. When I started new jobs, everybody was so nice, so welcoming. Then after a few weeks, guess what happened? They flip. At schools, churches, jobs, where I live at, everybody start off so nice. And then they flip. They harass me, traumatically harass me, causing severe trauma. I mean, the harassment is so great that I thought I was going to lose my mind. I literally thought that I was going to lose my mind because I'm thinking to myself, like, why me? Why me? Why is everybody evil to me? Ever since I was a child, why is everybody evil to me? I was being targeted. So, in response to the voice of God, technology, whoever is using the technology, putting shit in my mind, my response to them is nobody could deal with me. My question is to you: if you were being targeted as a little girl or a little boy, and you didn't have a developed brain to analyze what's going on around you, all you know, you have a primitive mind as a child. Your mind is primitive. All you know is there's danger around you and you must fight. So if these things were happening to you when you were a child, how would you have responded? So we're going to debunk, we're going to dismantle all of the lies being told about me in the state of Ohio, in the city of Cincinnati, in the state of Kentucky, in the state of Florida, in the state of Tennessee. All of the lies being told about me will be dismantled. Because I believe in order to cover up the harassment, you must look like you are the problem. So that is my response to that. As I said, you cannot blame a child for reacting to danger. We are first spiritual beings, and then we are second physical beings. Everything happens in the spirit before it happens in the physical. So if in the spirit realm, you are picking up that there is danger around you, and you are a child, how would you react? How would you act? Would you be a nice kid, or would you be a disgruntled kid? Because all you know is there is danger around you. You don't know where it's coming from. You don't know why it's happening. You just know that there's danger around you. And when you are a child, your brain is in a primitive state and you are put into a fight or flight mode. And all you know to do is fight.